Britons have agreed with Andrew Neil's dire warning to the European Union that the bloc could become a backwater in as little as 15 years. Today, the former BBC journalist said the EU could slip from prominence and be replaced by a booming Asian economy. Mr. Neil made the comments following a tweet from Jim Picard, chief political reporter at the Financial Times. Mr. Picard said, "I suspect the heat may go out of the EU debate in the short and medium term, but not in 15 or 20 or 30 years when today's young adults are running the country." In response to this, Mr. Neil replied, "There's a real danger that the EU will be an economic and technological backwater in 15 years' time, and today's young Brits will be doing flourishing business in Hanoi and Jakarta. This summer Asian GDP overtook the rest of the world put together." Now, Express.co.uk readers have backed Mr. Neil's comments, with many calling for other nations to leave the bloc. One reader said, "Andrew Neil is absolutely correct. His estimate of 15 years is in my view more likely an overestimate. And it assumes that the EU will still exist in 15 years, which is far from certain, given the excellent job its hierarchy is doing towards its own self-destruction. The Brussels shower live in their own bubble of ignorance and incompetence and failure." While a second person added, "The EU is already a backwater. It's very detrimental to become a protectionist racket in the long run. The world moves on, overtakes you, and then you go extinct." A third reader wrote, "The EU has made a straitjacket for itself by imprisoning impoverished nation-states and a protectionist vindictive attitude towards everyone with all world growth outside of Europe. It has nowhere to go but down. I hope the nations of Europe can escape their vile grip very soon." Another person said, "EU is a corrupt regime. Rotten to the core. They will implode as a failure of a project." A fifth reader commented, "The EU is going to have one big problem in its agriculture from next year. It will have to match UK standards as agreed yesterday in its fair competition rules. The UK are bringing in a law next year to stop long-distance transport of live animals across the continent to abattoirs. No more pig and calf crates. No use of Roundup and other banned chemicals that are still used in France as I have seen them, and so on. That is on just one item, farming. This will hurt them badly, as they will have to keep up with the UK, or as they say, tariffs can be imposed.